Mr. Matthew Ali, who finally is here.
Yeah. All right. Welcome, Latin Evolution Radio. It is very nice to be back. Um, Today's going to be not too special of an episode, but we got a Timberwolves game, a very important one. So
Yep.
most of it's going to kind of be geared towards that. But we will talk about a few of the Vikings moves and some of the pieces that we didn't get back and what that may mean.
Yeah, how interesting is being the free agency market now, right?
Yeah. We already talked a lot about Danielle Hunter being a very important piece for our defense.
Yeah.
He signed with the Texans, but so it kind of seemed like
He finally he goes back to home. He born in Texas, right?
He's born in Texas.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, just got things like that going on. Obviously, Aaron Jones, our running back.
Yeah.
But
I think-
I don't know if you know, Green Bay just recently signed Josh Jacobs.
Yep. They
So-
signed Josh Jacobs, but many. I'm seeing many cries in cheesy land.
Yeah, nice.
Many people in Green Bay is so mad with this movement
Yeah.
about Aaron Jones. They don't want to he goes anywhere.
They lost another.
And
big man.
and the worst part is they comes to Minnesota, not to another place, like. But well, this is one of those movements. By the way, 10 minutes ago, it was announced the Vikings signed the cornerback, Shaquille Griffin. He comes from Jacksonville Jaguars, so
yeah.
it's a good addition because one of those positions what is missing in the team is a cornerback.
Yeah. We also did re-sign Harrison Smith to his
Yep.
14th season.
Yep,
So, I mean, that's pretty exciting.
It's
We'll
gonna-
talk about defensive leaders here.
it's gonna be 2050, and Harrison Smith is gonna be still playing for
Yeah, no,
Minnesota Vikings.
Defensive, minus the rings, that's like the defensive Tom Brady.
I think he's gonna be one of the for sure. He's gonna be one of those Vikings Hall of Fame member.
Oh, no, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. He has to be. He's played his whole career. He gave
Yeah.
us a lot of really good seasons.
Yeah. Yep. That's right. So by the way, today, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensa and Kevin O'Connell scheduled on a private training with JJ McCarty. So that for a lot of us, that means
A lot.
yeah,
That means
for
a
us,
lot,
that
honestly.
is it. I think after this training, they are going to decide if they are going for JJ or they are going for Trey May for our next quarterback.
And I mean, at this point, obviously we don't know. He hasn't even practiced professionally in the NFL yet. But it just gives us that sense of hope that we need, and it'll, I think, also bring in a little bit of patience into the town because it'll be a new quarterback. We'll have to probably wait a year before he even starts. I can kind of see Sam Darnold going in there, taking the position, and coaching that guy up. So no, it's just what we need here. We need to take it slow with the pieces we got because we have a great offensive coach and our head coach Kevin O'Connell. Hopefully, for a few years to come, we still have Justin Jefferson.
Apparently, he's still in Minnesota.
Yeah, no.
By the way, I'm talking about Jefferson. They revealed a new Netflix series today with it's called A Receiver.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
the quarterback one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's gonna be awesome, huh? One of the
pretty
stars is Justin Jefferson, and another guys like Amon Ra from Detroit Lions.
Yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, and
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it's
I
gonna be
definitely
really
have
cool.
to check that out.
It's gonna start in Netflix in the next summer. Man,
So
I cannot wait to watch that.
kind of talk a little bit about the Timberwolves. Did you see the dunk from yesterday?
Man, I was even seeing some sports news, and many people are thinking like the new face of the NBA is Mr. Anthony Edwards.
But did you see that dunk that he had yesterday?
That is crazy, man.
Oh my goodness, he just
It's insane. Totally insane.
Posterize isn't even the word. Is the way he did John Collins is crazy.
But you know what? It was the best part of this. It like you see that and you see he's our guy. He's our guy. You know, he's in Minnesota and
especially just with the things we're going through right now. You know, like Rudy not playing in that game, Karl Anthony Towns obviously being out for an extended period of time. Naz Reid kind of went down in that game. We're just dealing with a lot of injuries and a lot of.
That is the moments when the real leaders comes and emerge.
32 yesterday, 32 points. Nikhil with 13 off the bench. Mike, I think, was just over 25 or something like that.
By the way, you are going to be covering the game tonight, right?
Yes, I will.
It's against Jazz? Or?
No, number one team in the West is now the Denver Nuggets, and that's what we have tonight.
Is it number one? Or is it okay? It's
number one.
It's OKC. Oklahoma City is number one.
Okay,
no, Timberwolves is number two.
So wait.
Yeah, then
okay. So first off, everybody with Latin Evolution Radio. I know that just sounded like a lot, but it is a lot because the games are so close.
Yeah, Thunder is in the first, Timberwolves in the second, and Nuggets in the third.
And then at the end of the day, you'll probably see another.
Yeah, because Nuggets and Timberwolves have the same record.
Yes. 47-21. So and over the last 2 weeks, so we've gone from number one. OKC's gone from number one, and Denver has also been at number one. It's just really deadlocked in the West right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna go down to the last, couple games of the season.
It's a good. This is the best part of the season now. Yeah. It's just 14 games remaining, and I think like 9 or 10 of those are gonna be here.
Yeah, so we still got a fair amount to cover, but at the same time, it's not because those games. I was actually just kind of looking through my credentials, and I'm like, wow, I've been to so many games.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it's fun. It's gonna be a packed house tonight. I imagine as we host Denver, 7:00 game for everybody on Latin Evolution tuning in right now.
Yeah, Denver Nuggets. Yep.
So yeah, I'll be there covering.
It's at 7 or 8 p.m.
7:00.
Okay, because I have to see at 8 p.m. tonight. Nuggets Timberwolves, and Friday is against the Cavaliers.
Actually, you are correct. It's
at 8, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
And
I'm actually a little bit better on schedule then.
Yeah, that is the most important part of the season and the most dangerous part of the season because
yes, it's the most dangerous part of the season, and especially just again with the state we're in, but
because some teams like Mavericks, Warriors, Lakers, they are there. So just waiting for a mistake from some of this in the top and by, because the difference is just 5 games between the first and the fourth place. So being like around 13, 14 games remaining, then I think Timberwolves need to win at least 6 games.
Yeah,
at least just to clinch.
It's kind of tough with the injuries, but we showed how deep we are on the bench. We have a lot of good players out there. We just beat on the road in Los Angeles. We beat the Clippers, who gave us trouble and beat us the last time at home. But in that game, we had a really good thing going with the trio of Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So, it's just a lot of different combinations that we could throw at people. So I'm still, confident with the way we've been playing without Cat that we will be fine. We do still have a pretty tough schedule coming up if you want to check that one out.
Yeah, the next 4 games going to be against Nuggets today, Friday against Cavaliers, against Warriors, and Sunday 24th.
Yeah, we got some crazy.
And against Pistons, that's going to be kind of easy, but sometimes when you see these are easy games,
those
are the worst games.
The worst games. Have been the worst games for us.
And they are going to visit Nuggets on Friday 29, and receive the Chicago Bulls on March 31st.
Yep.
at
we
6
got
p.m.
we got some tough games coming up.
Yep.
Uh,
Rockets,
Raptors,
Raptors.
Suns, Lakers
Yeah.
again. Lakers on the road. Suns, we got. I don't think it's unreachable by any means, but it's going to take a lot of our guys, putting it together offensively, especially. Hopefully, Rudy will be out there tonight. I got to check that injury report real quick for us. Just give me a second. I'm going to pull that injury report out.
The hope is to finish between the first three places on the Western Conference. So that's going to be great.
Yeah.
And more, the injuries are respecting the team. Obviously, I'm talking besides of what happened with Karl Anthony Towns, who I think the time of recovery is going to be expected on the end of the season. He's going to be ready for the playoffs, right?
Yeah, no, that's what the timeline is saying right now. And that was pretty early on when they said that. So who knows what that looks like, with recovery and how all of that goes. So, but we're hoping for him to be back in the beginning of the playoffs.
Okay. That's going to be great.
Find this injury report.
So being talking about what I see today on the sports news, are you agree with that the many specialists are saying that the new star in the NBA is Anthony Edwards?
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that, especially with the things he's done this season. Obviously on the court, that's the most important. But outside of that, the press he's bringing here to Minnesota, the small market, team we got, he's getting it buzzing very fast. So I don't see any ceiling for him. He should be the face of the NBA one day. I got that injury report. So it looks like Naz Reid with a head injury, he'll be a game time decision. So basically, we just got to wait to see if he'll be out there. Rudy Gobert is a game time decision with his rib sprained, and Anthony Edwards, obviously on that dunk yesterday, he had his left finger sprained or dislocated or something.
Oh,
so he's also a game time decision. So depending on how those guys are feeling, we could really use them.
Yeah,
we got a great team. And the Nuggets.
Yeah,
tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be great game tonight, and also, I mean, it's a good decision for both, even for the head coach, because if you ask the guys, they want to play.
Yeah.
So
they're gonna be ready to go, but it's all about if they should be out there.
Yeah.
We don't want. I mean, because we're getting to the end of the season where we need these guys. So
exactly,
we're going to get into the playoffs, and if we got to fight a little bit harder in the playoffs,
it's not worth it to win this game if
Yeah.
you are going to lose them for the rest of the games.
Yeah. No.
So yeah, so just we are waiting for those guys and for the game tonight. What decision? What they take at the end of the night and their benefits. So talking about hey, by the way, let's talk about what happened with you, because many people are asking us like, hey, what happened with Live with Matt? They are not going to be in the show today. I was like, he has a personal issue yesterday.
Yeah.
So, but it's a weird situation, like.
Yeah, this is crazy. A lot of crazy personal things going on. I may dive in a little bit later on them, as some things need to be uncovered. But yeah, basically had just a lot of craziness go over from St. Patty's, and again we'll talk about it probably a different time, but. Yeah, I'm good to go and everything. Everybody's good. But today I just had kind of a busy day, so we're even later on the late show. I had to get to work and
just the uncomfortable moment. Like
but everybody's all right again, and I'm doing all right. We're pressing forward. We're not gonna let um, negative things kind of impact you know what we got going on here. That's why I'm here today,
Yeah.
live with Matt. So, but yeah, it's always nice to be here and representing Latin Evolution Radio. It's really cool to see what we're building here
Yeah.
now. So
So
yeah,
I mean, I really want to retake the situation with the Minnesota Vikings because probably many people don't know. Yesterday, I don't know how to call him, being respectful. The worst running back in the history of the Minnesota Vikings, Alexander Madison, was hired for Las Vegas Raiders yesterday. I mean,
it's
I
like
was
we
thinking like he's a really nice guy. I know him personally, and he's a really nice guy. It's really cool. But unfortunately, he had that stigma, like he's gonna be representing the. He was the first running back in the worst Vikings season where they did not score a touchdown running.
yeah.
That's gonna be like I was thinking. Being honest, I was thinking like after that, I don't know if he's gonna be uh, he was gonna find a job on any other game team. But he finally got the Las Vegas Raiders.
No, yeah. I mean, best of luck to him.
Yeah, of
There,
course. Yeah,
but yeah, he didn't. He had a really tough season.
yeah. Because I was seeing on some social media yesterday. Many people are in debate like, "Hey, he's a really cool guy. He was a really nice and awesome guy." I was like, "Yeah, I agree."
That doesn't
And
get it
I
done
know
on the field,
Dolph,
though.
he's a really nice human being, but unfortunately for that, what he was hired in the Minnesota Vikings, he did not respond at the end of the season, and that is unfortunate for him and obviously for the rest of the fans. We were frustrated with his performance last season, but it's true too. So we really wish him the best and God luck and on his next team.
Yeah, it's crazy how that worked. We got the Packers running back. They got the Raiders running back, and the Raiders got us.
Yeah, yeah, I don't see that. That is right. That is right. It's like a triangle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little shift.
yeah, was shifting our running backs. But so what is your prediction on the real criteria? What was going to be the movement for the Minnesota Vikings in draft
We're move. It looks. I mean, it looks like they're positioning themselves to move up in the draft and draft a
with
quarterback
Arizona?
higher. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, because that's 70% of the people are thinking
yeah.
like just for sure Minnesota Vikings are going to trade up with Arizona for the
It might be a riot here if they don't.
number four.
They
Or
better
three?
get a quarterback here fast.
Yeah, and yeah. So the idea is to have the JJ McCarthy or Drake May.
Yeah.
Even some people are agree with the idea to bring Jaden Daniels too.
No, yeah. Jaden Daniels is also a stud quarterback. He fits that new style that I kind of want to see here.
But I think McCarthy is more fitting about the idea
Yes.
what the Kevin
He fits
O'Connell
the
wants.
system.
Yeah. So, but it's a really good investment from the Vikings, but it's all usually depends about the guy, because we see many samples about some first round picks quarterbacks, and uh, they never get the same performance in the NFL because one thing is in the college and another one very different is in the NFL.
No, yeah.
So-
It's very different. And sometimes it's a lot of pressure. I don't see that being a situation if we do get a guy like JJ McCarthy. I mean, he's already, kind of had that big notch, in his career. Not even professionally, just to win a championship.
Yeah.
To win a championship, as a quarterback, with Michigan, which he did. That'll kind of, I don't know. I don't think he'll have too much on his plate coming here. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's even if we end up with him. I just really like that option for us.
Yep.
But
Yeah. I really like it too. So
yeah.
just we hope that because he had a really
I had
good.
a question. Do you think that we weren't able to re-sign Daniil Hunter because they want to make sure they can take care of Justin Jefferson the way they have to? I mean, because like those things are going to have to be considered, and they're probably going to have to cut a few corners, so to speak, to make sure they give him that money. Because even
I don't know.
DeAndre Hopkins, I believe, was just saying that he tells it like it is, and he believes Justin Jefferson is a 40 million a year guy. And I mean, do you think he's a 40 million a year guy?
Jefferson, I don't know.
But
I think
about the highest paid.
But I think he's
ever.
Under my criteria. The Vikings, even Jefferson is just waiting. Once they know who is going to be the quarterback, then Jefferson is going to decide if he wants to renovate or just wait until his contract is finished to go to another team. So, but if he's resigned, he's going to be resigned for over 30 millions, at least 30, 35.
He's worth a lot.
Yeah, he's worth a lot. Yep.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
He makes a big difference like on the field, and it seems like in our locker room. He just doesn't give me the classic, wide receiver, too big for his pants,
Yeah.
Locker room cancer vibe. He just seems like a real humble guy, and at the end of the day, it is a business. So
and I understand
I
understand his position because being a wide receiver is like 60-70% of your performance depends of your quarterback.
100%.
That is because he wants to know who's going to be the next quarterback, and if it's worth it for him to stay in Vikings or go to another place.
Can you imagine that though? When the announcers, you're saying JJ to JJ?
Oh man, I'm gonna be so excited.
Yeah, that's gonna be special.
Believe me, yeah. Even we're with some of my friends. We are planning probably to go to Detroit to be there during the draft. It's gonna be in April 25, 26, and 27.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be great. So just to be there, just present in the moment when the people say like, for the first pick in the NFL draft 2024 is gonna be JJ McCarthy from Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah. Well, the Bears are gonna pick up Caleb. It sounds like.
But yesterday I was seeing on social media what something Robert Griffin says about Caleb Williams, and he was saying like the best thing for Caleb is refuse to sign for Chicago Bears. I don't know what is the reason, but if Robert Griffin are saying is for a reason.
Yeah.
Because he's a really smart guy,
No, he is.
So I don't know if we are starting really early with being troublemaker for the NFL for Caleb Williams.
How do you feel about Pittsburgh's situation? They got Russell Wilson and Justin Fields right now.
I really felt bad because Kenny Pickett I agree with that movement about Russell Wilson, but he was trying to ask. He asked for an opportunity to compete with Wilson, for that position to be a QB1, and the people and the Steelers people say no, Wilson's going to be the QB1. And what was the moment when Pickett says, "Okay, if you are not giving me the opportunity to compete, then I want to go to another place." And he is Philadelphia fan since always, and he wants now. He is like a quarterback, the backup quarterback in Philadelphia. I mean, obviously the QB1 is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
but at least he's in the team who is fan, and he really feels that the jersey now. But it's gonna be, even talking with some of my friends, we are thinking like that this season is gonna be like so special for an NFL. Many movements. I think it's one of those seasons where, I mean, at least 50% of the teams are taking a new quarterback.
Yeah, which
You
means
know?
a new identity. Period. So like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So you're gonna see a lot of fresh.
It's gonna
voices
be
there.
it's gonna be a kind of
Especially
crazy.
Russell Wilson with the Steelers. Actually, Justin Fields looks really crazy with the Steelers in my
Yeah.
mind. You know.
Yeah,
So I don't know. It's a lot of things moving out there.
yeah, but I think that movement unlocked many other movements, and because many of us we are in doubt if Chicago is going for Caleb Williams or not until they release Justin Fields, and then immediately the specialists are figuring out like, okay, Chicago is going for Caleb Williams, but who is going to be the other movements? Because Arizona, they don't need a new quarterback,
Nope.
but they need wide receivers, and I think a running back too. So that is because I'm like, okay, uh, it's a good moment to be negotiating. That's because many people, it was like what the Minnesota Vikings did in that moment, trading with the Texans. They were like, oh man, with that movement, Vikings are one of the most attractive teams
Yeah.
during the draft.
No, we started to beef our defense up
Yeah.
immediately. So it's really nice to see.
Many fans say
building
it's
towards the
like,
championship.
and Vikings is not favorite to win the conference in 2024, but I'm pretty sure even Chicago or Detroit or Green Bay are favorites to win.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a tough season for all of them.
It's such a toss up.
Yeah,
It's always such a toss up in the NFC. I mean, other than the years when we had Aaron Rodgers kind of running it, but it's gonna be one you can't call it now. You
yeah,
have to wait to see how those games play out, and week by week who
yeah,
develops better. Green Bay is going to be a very solid team, though.
yeah.
Depending on who comes back in Detroit and
By
what
the
they
way,
look like.
did you get your purple sombrero?
Purple sombrero.
To go to celebrate with Aaron Jones.
It's not, I'm really excited to have him. I love having a good running back, and
the most important is he's a really good running back, but he's a leader.
yes.
He's a leader. So, and that is the most important thing to have the leaders in the locker room. Yeah.
And he's got a chip on his shoulder against those Packers, so we're always going to have a guy who's playing really hard against them. And like you said, he's the leader, so the team's going to follow that.
Yep. Yeah. No, it doesn't matter if he just signed for 1 year. Probably I hope he can resign for next year for more than.
I don't think we're silly like Green Bay. So if it comes to time where we need to make that decision to resign him, and he does what he needs to do on the field next season,
I think
that
decision just to sign that decision that the Vikings take signing him just for 1 year is because they want to see his performance besides to the injuries what he had. Like if the injuries respect him, probably he can resign for more longer period. Than Vikings, and I hope so. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's another thing with Josh Jacobs in Green Bay. He's been injured.
That is because I at the beginning I never
narrative.
understand that movement. You are releasing Jones, but you are
picking up
Jacobs,
Jones,
and he's in the same conditions.
Yes,
Like
you might as well have this guy who is leading your team, and I don't know what the falling out was, but I'm glad it happened. Because
for me, probably there was something else than not just the performance.
It was some falling out.
Yeah,
and
so,
they didn't respect him the way they
were
supposed to. It sounded like so.
Yeah.
Again, it's it's our game. $7 million for Aaron Jones, like it's pretty crazy.
Yep. So in this form, we are finishing the show today. 30 minutes exactly. So just to hoping to see you next Monday or Tuesday.
Yep.
And talk more about the sports, the Vikings, the movements on the free agency, and when it finished the free agency. And obviously, we are going to be talking about the Timberwolves. And I think the MLB is starting in 2 weeks, right? With the Twins.
So July 22nd.
Till July 22nd. Then we have a lot of time to talk about those movements. Hey, by the way, I hear something about the movement. The people from Atlanta was campaigning with Cousins.
I don't know how we missed this.
But the weird thing is, some people of the NFL says if that is the league proves that then Atlanta is gonna release their first pick, and they're gonna give it to Minnesota, to the Vikings, right? I don't know if the first pick, but I think it's
no. They should definitely have to face some things like that, plus some fines. But what's crazy to me is, for Kirk Cousins to, address the team and reveal that in his press conference, it's kind of like.
It's very innocent guy.
Who do we just sign?
He was very innocent.
There's right and there's wrong.
Because I
think
it
sounds, and like my thing is, if there is tampering done, Kirk, you're a part of the tampering because you signed to this team.
Yeah,
you're part of the tampering as well.
Don't say nothing.
It's kind of so. It seems to me like not only are you outing your team, you're throwing them under the bus. Yeah. And as their leader, like that is not a good start. They're off to a terrible start.
Yeah. And one of those things, what the fans are disappointed of him because he was saying when he was in Washington, I just hope to retire as a Redskin. Once he wasn't been in Vikings, I just hope to retire as a Minnesota Viking. And now the first thing when he was in Atlanta, I was like, I just want to retire as Atlanta Falcon. Like, come on, you cannot say that in every team where you are playing. Like, it's like
it's kind of seemed like
you need to change your speech.
He needs to change his whole approach. I just don't know how I would feel if my quarterback and they were so warm with welcoming Kirk Cousins in Atlanta. They were so happy to have him. They thought you would think they signed Tom Brady. But then for him to, kind of do that to them right there in front of them, that was just, kind of like a spit in the face, so to speak.
Yeah.
But
that is because the fans are so disappointed.
If there's tampering being done, you're a part of the tampering. You knew that there was tampering being done, which is why you revealed this way. So you're kind of just like trying to get out of everything, and he should be, held accountable for the same things because he knows the rules, which is why he revealed it. So that's my whole thing with Kirk. Like that's not what you want to do. That's not a leader, And I'm again not too sad to see him go, especially after that.
If you are searching a really good way to begin a project, it's like that.
Dude, that would get you not leading my team after that. We would throw you out the locker room.
Yep. So we are to finish the Live with Matt, and they're gonna see you next Tuesday at 3 p.m. or Monday at 3 p.m. talking more about many topics, and especially Minnesota Vikings, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Minnesota sports.
Yeah.
See you guys.
All right. Till next time.